back, and very big welcome to Minister English and congratulations on his position. I very much welcome the microfinance bill debate today, and also I support it. I welcome the focus on the July jobs stimulus and the focus on SMEs, and I think it's great to hear people talk about SMEs in the very familiar way. In this very familiar way, we're all connected to SMEs, 1.3 out of 2.3 million workers. And just Chambers Ireland released some research that 85% of SMEs did face some sort of closure during the restrictions. And the overheads that they would have faced on average were still about 2,000 a month. Their restock average to get them reopened was between 3,000 and 8,000. And on top of that, they have to pay their staff and they have to pay themselves. So this is a critical time for them. We have to help them get open, we have to keep them open, and we have to help them pay the wages. So it's a very precarious situation over the next 6 months. And we have seen 6.5 billion go into these supports, and I think they have been very effective. But I do also welcome the opportunity to review and enhance them going forward, and particularly as people have commented today about the 44% approval rating for this particular microfinance loan. That means that there were 3,472 applications that weren't approved, and those are 3,472 businesses that need our support and the jobs that go with them. So I am very much in favour of enhancing these supports, extending the wage subsidy scheme, in helping to bridge the gap between getting up and running and being able to pay the wages, the extension of the waiver of the commercial rates, and a look at the product details on this particular loan. You did ask for ideas around the July stimulus, so I will do that. The first thing is, these businesses, somebody commented earlier about these businesses being up for the challenge, and they are. And I would have done a walk-through of the local businesses in Castleknock and Blanchardstown and Clonsilla, and spoke to the local businesses. They were both excited to get back to work and nervous. And I think what we need to do is have a national support local campaign. I know that there are support local campaigns happening, but I think we need a big focus on a national support local campaign. This is the next stage of the recovery, and we have been through all of this together. And people do still want to support their businesses and their communities. I think we have to mobilise people to get behind their communities and join the dots between supporting their local business, putting money into the local businesses that they walked past whenever we were in restrictions and they were closed, and they looked forward to the day that they were back. We have to remind them that they need our support, and join the dots between the local businesses, the local community, and the national economy. And just to bring that into focus now, if every adult in Ireland was to divert €20 for the next 12 weeks into their local economy, that amounts to an 875 million injection into our national economy. So that is crucial. I'm involved in a support local campaign myself, and I felt that the strength of it wasn't just that it was about the retail shops, it's about communities, it's bigger than that. It's about creativity, it's about innovation and entrepreneurship, and that umbrella effect, I think, could be very powerful for us right now in the next stage of the recovery. The second thing I want to mention is about youth, and it has been identified already that there would be an aspect of the July job stimulus that will look at the retraining of youth. We have seen the respect for frontline workers over the last while, that it is front and central at the moment, as it should be. And I would hope that there would be an opportunity within the July job stimulus and if there is training, to maybe bring some of our youth into that sector. In a stable and attractive way, because there is so much focus in the programme for government around care, and I'd like to see that delivered early in relation to more youth going into care assistant roles or home care roles, or even the additional staff that say schools and creches will need at the moment. The third and last thing I'll just mention is remote working. Extraordinary changes have happened in extraordinary times, but now we need ordinary practices for ordinary times if we're going to retain that. And over a third of us have been working from home. Over 50% of us want to retain that, but we do need, and that is for quality of life opportunities for rural Ireland and regenerating communities, including suburban communities like my own. But incentives for employers and grants towards employee assistance programmes and mental health and wellbeing is something that I have mentioned before and put forward as an idea in the programme for government. But we need a national campaign around how employers can go remotely and the assistance that is available there, because there is one-to-one assistance through Grow Remote that is available, and training programmes. I would encourage the government to encourage employers to advertise remotely. That's a very simple thing that could be done in terms of your location on a job spec suddenly becomes remote. And the last thing I want to mention is hubs. We have seen an increase of hubs in Ireland in the last few years, co-working spaces. And they have been an energiser for local communities. They are in a difficult position at the moment, but they are somebody that we want to support so that they're still here at the end of it. Because if we can bring remote working to Ireland, if we can bring it into rural Ireland, then that is going to give us more jobs in rural Ireland and more options and flexibility for people.
Senator, I'd ask you to conclude.
So I would just ask you to consider supporting them at the moment, because they are the future. Thank you. Apologies.
Thank you, Senator.